What's going on, y'all? So listen. How to Get Away with Murder. Y'all said the shit was dry. It was a good episode. I mean, it was cute, but at the end, that shit took me. That shit took me, bitch. I was sitting here like, so wait a minute. Who the fuck? For real? Okay, so last week. Why am I loud? Last week on How to Get Away with Murder, it ended with Bonnie going to see Dr. Isaacs, okay? Now, I literally, let me put this out there. I stand corrected, okay? Y'all were right, the ones that left it in the comments that said, he wasn't saying that he was triggered by West in the sense that, but it was Annalise, the patient. His patient was a trigger. So y'all was right on that. My bad. But shout out to everyone who spotted that out. But what had happened was Bonnie showed up as Julie, all right? And she all wet and shit. I said, damn bitch, you couldn't get an umbrella or whatever. But I guess she's sitting there having this little conversation with him and talking about somebody named May. And I said, Now last week I was thinking maybe Bonnie is following Annalise because she is obsessed, which kind of played into this episode. And she wound up getting her same therapist to, get some information out of him or whatever. Or, she really is seeing this person and she just using cover names. Like, she don't want her business all the way out there. And or she just don't know that Isaac is Annalise's therapist or what's going on with that. You know, it's any of those possibilities at this point because I'm still not sure. We have to wait until next week to figure out, was this all a plan, a plot on Bonnie's part? What y'all feel about that? We're gonna put that out there. So she's sitting there talking about how, she's seen May and she realized that she's not really here in therapy for for herself to get better, but it's to hurt May. And I was like, girl, how you gonna hurt Annalise? Okay, because May is Annalise. We already know that. We figured that out right from the jump. Did we also realize that she's only been seeing Dr. Isaac for only a month? And I was like, Annalise been seeing him for at least a couple of months, okay? I was like, so Bonnie, bitch, what the fuck is you doing? All right. Feeling about, she was like, if you feel like you a danger to anybody else or whatever, she was like, no, I'm not hurting her, but I'm not gonna hurt her, but I just feel like, by coming here, I want to hurt her and all this stuff. And I was like, bitch, how are you hurting her? I'm confused, okay? Get to it, bitch. Oh, but did they get to it? Okay. So we just gonna pause that for a second. We get to Laurel and Frank, I'm really over it. Laurel, you can go. It's somebody in my comments that stands the fuck out for Laurel. Bitch, you can have her. I'm just saying. I ain't calling you no bitch. I'm just saying. You can fucking have her. We don't want her, okay? You see the good in the bitch. I don't, okay? But she's annoying as hell. She's doing all this stuff, and I get it. She's hormonal, okay? She's off her antidepressants or whatever the fuck pills, and she just fucking everything and everybody. And mostly that comes down to Frank. Okay? Frank, you are living in Bonnie's house, which 9 out of 10 you probably fucking Bonnie too. Okay? And you are fucking Laurel in her house. It's bad enough Bonnie gotta have Laurel working for her, but bitch, you gonna fuck the bitch in her house? Damn it, bitch. Okay, she letting you stay there, and you coming up here bringing strays and shit up here. But she basically calling Laurel calling him for sex and stuff like that, and her whole thing still trying to get this you know proof or whatever on this Terry Crusher guy, the guy that she feels like her father had killed. Okay. She want Michaela to go get some information off of Tegan's computer. She sees Tegan. Tegan brings out the way that Tegan fucking called her. She was like, "Oh my god, I'm sorry that is Sanskrit is okay. Do you want me to do it again? I'm sorry, did I do it?" She was like, "Bitch, shut the fuck up." And she was like, sit down. No, actually, you stand up. You stand up so you can try these out so I can see what the fuck it look like. Ain't that right? I said, you gave her some Louis Vuittons. Okay, Christian Louis Vuittons. Okay, you better do that, bitch. Let me get a fucking boss like that shit. Okay? Listen, I do whatever you want. I don't want the shoes. Okay? You know, you can give me some men's Louis Vuittons, um, gym shoes, sneakers, or whatever, or some casual shoes, okay? Fuck them heels. I don't know how y'all do it in them heels, bitch. Okay? I just don't. I don't. Do y'all get corns in y'all toes or whatever? Do y'all get pain when y'all be in y'all? I just don't understand it. But y'all, let's leave it down in the comments because I be wanting to know. Because that's a strong ass, y'all some strong ass women to do some stuff like that. It just looked like it hurt. Okay? Michaela put them shoes on and she walked up out that outfit. And first of all, they was blue studded. I said, blue is my color. Pause. Have you ever wondered, since we're talking about blue, okay, so what if you are blood, but your favorite color is blue? Moving on. That was so fucking random. She comes studying out her office, and you know when you get some new shit, you just gotta fucking stud. Okay, you gotta just stump with that shit and just show it off or whatever. It makes you feel like a new bitch, and she feel like a new bitch. Okay, Simon over there talking with Ollie, they over there just laughing it up. She was like, Oliver, bring your ass over here. Let me just tell you something. You fucking around with this motherfucker over here. He is my enemy, our enemy. So if you come friends with him, we are no longer friends, okay? That's just what it is. She trying to get into Tegan's computer, which eventually, you know, she does. Tegan was like, she was leaving out to go to this dinner or whatever at 7 o'clock. Tegan come past her desk and she was like, get yourself out of here and go put them shoes to work. I said, uh-oh, Tegan really like her for the moment, okay? And what all I can think of is what Annalise was saying, because at one point we see later, Michaela is on the phone with Laurel because she had Oliver, you know, hack into her emails, get into her account. She looked up the name that Laurel wanted her to look up, and they see the file or whatever. But this timer came up saying that it's gonna, you know, I guess go off or notify that somebody is in the account, and so they hurried up and screenshot the thing and closed it out so they wouldn't get caught. They almost got caught because Simon's ass popped up in there and was like, what y'all doing? She was like, bitch, I'm up here doing this brief that Tegan told me to do, and she wanted me to be a part of something else. You know the perks of being the winner of the Hell Bowl. Anything else, bitch? And she was like, okay, whatever. And Oliver had to come through and was like, you want to go to the canteen and get some cocktails? He said, girl, I can't attend. I said, wait a minute. So Simon gay too? You know, everybody use girl, but we usually use girl with the girls, okay? And that means gays, if you don't know, for my heterosexuals. So I was a little confused about it. I was like, oh, so let me see if that's gonna be a competition, or I think they put that in there for a reason. I don't know what reason it is, but I think they want us to, you know, tuck that away and not forget about that. Sometimes they put the little small things that you gotta tuck away and keep in that back, and it's gonna pop up later. So she sends the you know, screenshot to Laurel. She's whispering, and like I said, it reminded me this whole conversation reminded me the whole thing that Annalise told what's her name, Michaela, at the end of last week's episode when she was like, you looking for a mommy, okay? Because you ain't had the mommy. You looking for what you wanted in the mother, okay? First you had me, now you going and latching on to Tegan. And that is what she said. She was like, she is the best mentor I've ever had. You know, she was like, she's better than Annalise ever did. I said, oh, grow up, Michaela. Grow up a little bit, okay? You proving Annalise right about now. Because she latched on real quick. And I know she doing this for Laurel, but inside, she's 95% doing it for herself. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how she feel. But moving on from that, Laurel looks at the thing and they come to find out that this was a cease and desist letter that was sent out, and if it was sent out a week before the guy was killed. So he was gonna blow the lid off on his on Laurel's parents, or I should say father's business, or some shit that he was doing that wasn't right. And the father had Tegan, you know, since she was the lawyer, send that shit out, the cease and desist. And then before anything else can happen, a week later, the boy was killed. He was dead mysteriously. So they connect the dots that her daddy did it. That's what Laura was doing. Meanwhile, Laura was calling Frank over for some dick. Frank is like, I can't keep doing this, okay? I don't want to fuck here because she's still at West's apartment. She is still at West's apartment. Now, bitch, we was talking about this last season. Whether the baby was West or fucking Frank's. Now, I was so adamant that it was West, okay? Because that's all we seen her with in the last 3 months or so. I was like, okay, they fucked a couple of times. It only take but one time for that shit to just click and pregnant. All that shit. It only take once. But Frank was like, are you sure that the baby is mine or really ain't mine or is it West? Which one? Are you sure that it couldn't be mine? I said, wait a minute. Come to think of it, okay, well, where this coming from? Bitch, they did a flashback to when she was with West and Frank had came over. I don't even know if they showed it last season or if I just fucking forgot. But Frank was pulling up his pants when Bonnie came up in that bitch and they fucked. Okay? They fucked. They did the deed. And she was like, that was the worst moment of my life that I did that to him. I said, so Laurel, it makes sense now. You going so hard for West right about now because you feel guilty. When people be walking past in the alley, that's what I was listening to, trying to just, see what's up. But anyway, that's what I feel like. She just guilty. She guilty because back in the back of her mind, she think that she don't know who the baby daddy is. And I'm sitting here like, oh, another monkey ranch in the plan. Okay. So we get this shit with Connor. Connor, he's depressed as fuck. The house is fucked up. He ain't been out the house yet. He's up here on the Humper app, trying to figure out whether that new tenant is gay or not. And Oliver was supposed to come home and he said that he couldn't come home, just go ahead and eat without him. And Connor finally had made a dinner for them, and he's feeling bad and depressed about that. So he hitting old boy up on Humper trying to get his finna go out and fuck or whatever. They compare dick size and everything. So instead of going out with him, he goes over there to Annalise's place because they found out where she lives at. Because of course Michaela went through the files or whatever because that was what was listed when she went up there to the law company, the law firm, I should say. And so he went over there and he was just revealing himself and just purging and saying how much he depressed and sad, what was me and all this shit. And, I was just like, of all people, because kind of never made it no secret that he didn't give a fuck about Annalise. But then you don't care. But when you need something and you need somebody to talk to and all that stuff, who you go to? You go to Annalise. Annalise was a little disappointed that, he dropped out of school. She was like, why did you do this? It was like, because of you. You should never pick me for your Keaton 5. You should never did this. I would have did that. I said, boy, that's on your own, okay? Ain't nobody tell you to kill her husband. You did that shit on your own, okay? So, girl, stop it. But anyway, she gave him the little pep talk that he needed, okay? It was nice mixed with some firm shit that, bitch, you need to get your shit together, okay? But in a nice firm way, okay? And it was cool. Whatever. Because Connor is draining. Connor needs something to do. Bitch, stop your whining, okay? We all got pain, Effie. Okay? We all got pains, alright? Damn it. So, moving on from that. Annalise is doing this class action lawsuit. Now, last week she was getting all the things together, looking at Virginia Cross's past clients and stuff, and she needed to get at least 40 plaintiffs on her case so she can actually take this to trial and have something solid. So she's going to the prison. Now, at first we thought she was doing this the right way, but then I said, you know what? It's Anna fucking Lise. I wouldn't be surprised. And come to find out, she's not signing into the visitor logs and all that stuff, but she's talking to a lot of Virginia Cross's ex-clients. Come to find out, Virginia got fired, okay, and trying to get them on her side. And at one point, she had like 16 more people to go out of the 40. So after that, she goes back up there and she gets Claudia, the girl that beat her ass up in prison, and she was like, Claudia was resisting at first, and what made her sit down was she told her that Jasmine got killed. Well, not killed, she OD'd. And so she was like, I know you want your boys. She was like, my boys are fine, but you don't know how long you know how the system is. Either they can get pulled over for just being black or whatever and or killed for being black. And, she said, basically, I'm going to think about this. And if you fuck us over, because she wound up going ahead and agreeing and saying that she going to be with her. And she said, I'm going to bring the girls too. So that's like 15 more of us, all right? So it's her plus 15 of the girls, and it's all the people that she needs. She said, all to the good. And Elise is happy because she got her 40 people. Not so fucking fast. All of a sudden, in that same day when she pinned her last person on the board showing that she got 40, she get a phone call right after she got that phone call saying that everybody was in, Claudia and her girls was in. She get another phone call saying that the first girl that she talked to saying she not going to be able to do it because she talked to this DA lady who said she can get her a better deal. And then everybody just started dropping like flies. And once she said DA lady, I was like, Annalise put it all together. Annalise was doing her happy dance. Yes, bitch, I still got it. I still got it. And all that shit went away because of fucking Bonnie. Bitch, Bonnie was already thinking when they was showing it, Annalise was going up there to the courts, to the jail, and she's looking at Virginia Cross stuff, Bonnie in her office, and she's noticing that a lot of the clients have all of a sudden said that their attorneys are pending, okay, and that rose a red flag for her. She told Nate to go down there and look it up. Nate telling her, bitch, no, you need to chill the fuck out, okay? You need to leave this shit alone. You becoming obsessed with Annalise. Let the shit go. It was like, okay, fine. Fuck it. He went on ahead and looked and said that she wasn't on the visitor logs, okay? And he did see Bonnie out there. I mean, Annalise down there. And said Bonnie is on to whatever the hell it is you're doing. And I got a client or somebody that could be for you, but gnats. It is cold as fuck outside. Why the fuck are insects still out? I don't understand. Any fucking way. And it always come up in this bitch because I got the best light up in this motherfucker. It make no sense. Motherfucker. Any fucking way. So, at this point, Bonnie had just went back and forth to the jail. She went to the jail herself because Nate said, I went down there. I never seen Annalise. Nobody else seen her down there. She's not on the visitor log, so she ain't been down there. Bonnie went on ahead down there herself, and she talked to the guard. The guard said, bitch, listen, she ain't been here in a month, okay? So I don't know what you're talking about. And she was about to leave, but then she looked up, and she saw the camera, and she said, let me see the camera, okay? I said, fuck. Damn it, Bonnie, what are you trying to do? Okay? This is how Bonnie knows that Annalise went up there and all the people that she went and saw. Okay? And so she got them people, well, most of them. And at this point in time, Annalise is not going to Annalise was taken down a peg, but she's not going to let this take her down all the way. She's going to try it again, and she's going to use Connor. She was like, bitch, you ain't doing shit. I'm going to put your ass to work. I said, I know that's right since you all up in my place right about now. So, before that, we see Bonnie at the therapist, and she's going on this whole thing about how dude was telling her you love her. You trying to hurt her, you trying to move on. You're not going to be able to move on until you realize that you love her, that you still needed her, and all this stuff, and this history that y'all have between y'all. And she was all this bullshit, okay? Because she wanted him to tell her that it's okay to hate her. And the fact of the matter is, Bonnie does not hate Annalise. She might dislike her, but she don't hate that lady. She don't hate her because of all the stuff that Annalise has done to her, and she's just like Michaela, looking for a mother, okay? Looking for somebody that's going to protect her, like she said, somebody that does not want to rape her. Now, bitch, when they was talking about that and doing them flashbacks to 2002, when they first met up, Annalise ironically met up with Bonnie when they was going on trial, and she was the lawyer for the councilman who was accused, Bonnie was accusing of raping her when she was 14 years old, okay? and getting her pregnant. They had her on a stand saying all this stuff. And, it was like, why didn't you say anything? And all this shit. I said, girl, she was 14 years old. And I was like, do you know who the daddy is? She was giving, this happened. My daddy worked as a janitor. When he would leave, dude would come in and rape me and all this stuff. This happened from 14 to 16 years old and all this. And I got pregnant. I just know when I woke up, after I had the baby, I don't know what happened to the baby, because when I woke up, my daddy told me that the baby was dead. Well, do you know who the father of the baby is? Actually, I really do not know, because I was being raped by several men. I said, wait a minute, several? Now, bitch, I was okay with two. All right, you said the councilman and your daddy. I mean, it's fucked up, but I said I didn't see several coming up in there. Now, she said it was my daddy was fucking me. He was raping me. And then several other men that went to jail did the same thing. I said, I need a little bit more background on this, because this just took me for a minute. I was sitting here like, that was one part of it. But then later, she said, when she was sitting on that couch, I think she was like, she was raped by dozens and dozens of men. I said, what? Dozens is 12, y'all. And if you say dozens and dozens, 12 plus 12 is 24. Okay? Plus probably some more. Bitch, what the fuck was going on? Did they just have a gang rape or some shit? How are you still alive? How are you still functioning? And now we realize why Bonnie's so fucked up. I said, oh my God, Bonnie, you know what? I get it, girl. I'm gonna let you go with it. You is a hurt individual, like for real, for real. It was just a lot. It took me aback. Okay, I was just taken aback about the whole thing. And she was winning over the jury. Now, all the defense has to do is create reasonable doubt. All right. And the defense attorney that they had, the male one at the law firm, he didn't want to do it because he didn't want to be seen as this white man with a penis attacking this woman who is a rape victim. And so he wanted Annalise to do it. Annalise was like, if I do it, you better put my name on the door of the law office and make me a partner and all this stuff. So she was having a conflict of interest with it, because she's also been raped. And Sam is telling her this. We see Sam again. And Annalise had that church mama. My grandmother has a wig just like Annalise did. And if you go on my Instagram, go scroll, you will see exactly which wig I'm talking about. She has the same wig. I said, God damn, from 2002. But anyway, she was taking hormones injections for the baby, trying to get pregnant and all that stuff. And, Sam was kind of trying to put doubt in her mind as to, you don't have to take this case. You don't have to defend her on this. You can step back. And she was like, everything that I do he don't define me or whatever. It's not about him, the guy who raped her uncle and all that shit. But she was still having a conflict, and at first it seemed like she was going to lose the case, but then she came through and was like, bitch, you was having a hysterical pregnancy, you was doing this. She told that bitch down on the stand, and her people won the case. And I said, that's fucked up. But she felt so bad about it to the point that she quit her job, and she was like, I want to help her. So that's how they met. She went over there and she had this connection. At first, of course, Bonnie was resistant to it. And she was like, at this point, this is how she just get her job at the college. And she want her to come over there. She was like, the way you've been in the courtrooms, in and out of courtrooms and stuff like that, you know how they work, you know how lawyers work, and you a strong individual. I see how you are. You will make a good lawyer. And that's where that connection come through. Bitch, back to present. I was like, all right. So now I understand a little bit more why she's so latchkey to Annalise. Because Annalise literally took her under her wing at her lowest point where she really needed somebody. And she did develop a love relationship with her. Dude was telling her, say you love her. Say you love her. I love her. I love her. And I mean, Bonnie was crying her ass off. Next thing I know, I look at the TV and I'm like, Bonnie, Isaac, you are wrong as fuck. Get that bitch some tissue. Give her half the box of tissue, because baby was snotty. Okay? I mean, thick snotty. I said, you was going for that Emmy, girl. You better do it, bitch. But at one point, she was like, I just want her to love. And they was doing all these flashbacks or whatever. And this is how when she said she hurt Annalise This is what she meant when she said she hurt May, aka Annalise, when she took her clients away. Okay, and then Annalise confronted her, and she was like, I never hated you. I never thought you was trash. I never thought anything less of you. I loved you. Okay, so that's what made her go to the office, and that's what's going, got all this conflict going in her. And so, she's feeling the type of way, and she let it slip. She was like, she's doing this class action lawsuit and all this stuff. And the class action, she's devoting time to it. And I missed the house. I missed this. And I was like, uh-oh. Isaac is listening. And as soon as he said class action, he looked up and he was like, stop, stop. You talking about Annalise Keaton. Your May is Annalise Keaton. She was like, wait a minute, what? What are you talking about? I said, bitch, don't play dumb right now. So at this moment in time, I'm confused. I don't know whether or not Bonnie set out to play games like this, or if she was really trying to, purge her soul, or if she knew that Annalise was seeing this particular therapist. I don't know what the end game is. Y'all tell me in the comments what y'all feel about that part. But it was something else. Cause then she looked up like, bitch, what you gonna say? And I couldn't read it. I couldn't read the expression because it fast forward to 2 weeks later. So we getting close, y'all. It fast forwards to 2 weeks later. We're back at the office of where Tegan is at, and we see that was like, where is the suspect? The suspect. We hear somebody crying, and it was like he's in prison. We already got him in jail. We got him locked up. Baby, why was it Asher up in there? Mind you, Asher's in his feelings because Michaela ain't spending as much time with him. And he had called Michaela, and she was up there playing around with Laura on this goddamn case and Oliver. And he looking at the window, and she lying about what she was doing, saying that she was at a law working or some shit like that or studying, but she really wasn't. So I don't know if he think that she's cheating on him or what. So I'm like, who the fuck did I don't think Asher did anything. I think they trying to make it seem like it. But then again, the way he was crying so hard in that cell, like, oh my God, who did it? Did he kill Simon or somebody? Girl, what the fuck happened? What y'all think happened? This was a good episode. I liked it. Y'all tell me how y'all felt about it, okay? And maybe next week we would get somewhere else and we'll finally be up to date. Or, this is episode 5, so 6, 7. I'll probably give it to episode 7 that they probably do the big reveal about what's really going on. And then they probably gonna go in a mid-season and then they gonna come back. But y'all tell me how y'all feel, and I'll see y'all later.